The public employees meeting is called to order. Would you call the roll, please?
Alderman Ornowitz,
Here.
Alderman Kotar,
Here.
Alderwoman Green,
Here.
Chair Lady Tyus.
Present.
4 present, you have quorum.
Being that we have a quorum, we will present the business before us. Since I am going to present Board Bill 231, I'm gonna ask the Vice Chair, Alderwoman Green, to chair the meeting, please. I'll get my stuff out of the way. Sit here.
Hello, Vice Chairman.
Always you should be able, as a Vice Chair, to chair the meeting sometime. Yeah,
Okay,
begin. Okay.
Alderwoman Tice, go.
Thank you. Madam Chairwoman, members of the committee, Board Bill 231, as introduced by Alderwoman Tyus and John Collins Muhammad, is a pay ordinance scheduling some changes for the pay grades for the Circuit Attorney's Office. We gave her some more money. She's doing some changes in her staff, what their pay grades are. This is not the budget. The budget actually goes before Ways and Means. This is just her ability under revised Missouri Statute 56540 to be able to organize her her office in the manner she so chooses. And she has pretty much latitude to do this. I actually met with her, because I read everything, for 2 hours before I brought this bill forward to go through. I want to say that there are a couple of mistakes in this that I want to bring to everybody's attention. I told her this, we're not repealing ordinance number 70056. There's been an ordinance after that, so the ordinance we are repealing is 70450. And there's 2 places where that should be changed. In the second line on page 1, and in the 14th line on page 1. It's 70450. That's the most recent pay ordinance that they had the year before. And pretty much going through this pay ordinance, what they're changing pretty much, they highlighted the things that they were changing. The chief of staff is being changed from a grade, I think 18 to a grade 20. And if you go through this pay ordinance, at the end, it will tell you what the change means as far as pay. The special assistant circuit attorney really is staying the same. They just changed their codes too. I did meet with the director of personnel, Richard Franks, who told me that they can have any code they want to. It used to be 1602 or 1603. They changed it to A. They said that they thought that worked better for them. The chief training officer on line 18 is a new position. The chief data and process analyst is a new position. So they kind of got highlighted, everything that's changed. The community engagement officer is a new position. The crime analyst, they already had, the crime analyst 1, they just changed the code, but they had that, but they also added a crime analyst 2, deputy warrant officer, and those are new things. That's on page 3 of 6. On page 3, line 11, they changed the code for a diversion manager, and they added a diversion specialist. That's a new position. The public information officer is highlighted because we're supposed to highlight what's changed, but it's not new. It was in the previous bill, and the reason they thought it was new is because they were referring to the wrong ordinance. They were repealing the wrong ordinance. And then if you go to page 4 of 6, the victim witness specialist on line 5 is also a new position. Then when you go down further on that page 4 of 6 and 5 of 6, it kind of tells you what the grade means, what's the minimum and maximum salaries of all of these. It's pretty much standard for what Jennifer Joyce had, with the exception of the new positions.
I'll entertain any questions.
Alderman Arnowitz.
Thank you, Madam Chairman. So, are these positions that's added, doesn't put her over her,
Her budget?
yes,
No, actually, she'll have to present her budget before Ways and Means, and also you need to know, besides us having to approve it, Board of V&A has to approve it also. They give her the right to make these, within her budget to put them the way
Right.
she wants to, but we have to approve it, and the Board of V&A has to approve it.
and I get for the grade changes, cause this, that, and everything else, but.
But she told me, cause I was kinda concerned that, they weren't making the money that even our attorneys over here, were making. As a former public defender, the circuit attorney always made so much money, much more money than us.
Right.
So I was like, do you really need to pay them this much? But she does. She was able to present to me that it was in line with what attorneys make in the public sector.
I don't have any more questions, thank you.
Alderman Kodar.
Thanks, Madam Vice Chair. So, I guess my first question is, where is somebody from the Circuit Attorney's Office?
So they're not here, but because this is just a change of grade, I didn't ask her to be here because of so much that's going on, okay?
Well, which is, in my opinion, one of the reasons they very much should be here, just given all that's going on.
If you want to, if you really insist that, I could call her over here, but it's my fault. I told her that I thought it was gonna be, if it was the budget, she would be
Yeah.
sitting here. These are just changes in class, and it also still has to go before Ways and Means and has to go before E&A.
I understand that. So some of these code changes you referenced, some of these are new positions. I tried to jot down those.
Okay.
You mentioned the Chief of Staff,
Right.
goes from an 18 to a 20.
Right,
So if I'm looking at the pay grades, that's over on page 8 and 18, looks like it's line 6 on page 5. So is that walk me through how those numbers work.
okay,
I
so
guess.
the range, if you were in 18,
Yep,
is from 2,791, they get paid every 2 weeks.
okay, so that's I figured that was your bi-weekly pay.
Correct,
Okay,
right,
so this is the range?
Correct.
So it's from 27 to 4,200 basically?
correct.
Okay. Do we know, so the ones that have changed, I know you mentioned the chief of staff went from 18 to 20.
Mhm.
What about some of these other ones?
I can tell you each and every one of them.
That'd help.
Because you know I did that.
Yeah.
Because that's who I am.
But Special Assistant Circuit Attorney 3,
It's highlighted,
is that a
okay?
new position?
No, it's not. She changed the code. So, again, remember, they were referencing the wrong ordinance.
Right,
So when I brought that to her attention, they thought they were repealing the ordinance that's actually in the board bill. But we had and that ordinance was the year before. So,
okay. Well, I would have questions about those roles in particular, those Special Assistant Circuit Attorneys. Are those, my understanding is those are basically outside lawyers brought in to help with particular cases, but I don't know if that's.
weren't you a circuit attorney?
I was, but
Okay,
I
so
don't know
then-
how she's using them, and I'm frankly sort of impressed by those pay scales for Special Assistant Circuit Attorneys.
Well, it didn't change, so the only thing changed was the code. It used to be a 607 and now it's a 613, but the grades remained the same.
Oh, that 18P didn't
Right,
change?
it's highlighted because they changed the code.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I'll tell you, but I have each one of them, because I don't treat anybody any different
Yeah.
than when I'm on the floor asking you a question. I can
Understood.
answer every question.
So do you know, I guess, I had a number of staffing questions that I thought somebody from the office would be here about the number of attorneys on the staff currently, their various grades, number of assistants, number of investigators. Are you prepared to answer those?
To some extent, and some I won't. I mean, I did ask for those questions. All the positions are full except for the new ones. The statute grants her, the reason why I didn't get really hard on her, statute grants her the absolute right to do her office the way she wants to. Her budget is what we can do, and
Right.
how she staffs is not what we can do.
Well, I gotta say, I'm not, comfortable voting in the affirmative for this without at least hearing from the circuit attorney or her chief of staff or somebody from the office, because I've got some questions for them. that
I understand that, and so here's what I would ask of you, if you don't wanna do it, I would like to get this passed out, I will bring her back here, if you wanna come back here, do it, and I will hold it, I need to get it out to try to get it passed, but I'll bring her back here during the off time, and if you,
That'd be fine.
if we pass it out, and then if you are uncomfortable with it, I'll give you my word, she has to make you comfortable.
Fair enough, I appreciate that.
Is that good enough?
Mhm.
Okay.
That's fine.
But it'll be while we're out of session.
I'm just down the street. I'm close
Okay.
by. I'm
just-
happy to
I'm
come.
making sure,
No,
okay?
I try not to miss my committee.
Okay.
meetings. So no.
I know you
if
do
you've got time for her, if someone from her office is gonna come here and present.
I'll bring her here.
Yeah.
That's my fault,
That's
okay?
o- It's all right. It happens.
Okay.
Understand.
One question.
Sure.
Did you have any?
No, that's all I've got. Thank you.
Do we need amendments to change the ordinance number?
No, that's just that's not a committee substitute, that's a
Okay.
correction, that's the
Okay.
wrong, right.
Okay, just checking. No further questions. I'll entertain a motion, for a due pass recommendation of Board Bill 231.
I make a motion that we pass Board Bill two
Just for
thirty-one
present
from
day.
committee.
Second,
Please call the roll.
Alderman Ornowitz,
Aye.
Alderman Kotar,
Present.
Alderwoman Green,
Aye.
Chair Lady Tyus.
aye.
3 aye votes and 1 present.
So,
You gotta pass it in Sunny Die anyway, right?
yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. If we can get her in here to talk about it.
No, no
I'd like
problem.
to hear generally the.
If she had done this correctly, then.
Right.
But there is so much more going on right now. And I'm in the middle of it because all these people come from my community.
Right.
Okay, but, so, she's got a lot of stuff on her plate right now. And she's right on it, I'm sorry.
You're fine. Do you, entertain a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second,